Hey everyone, Nick, aka Dad here again.
And I'm Addie, aka The Monkey.
And we've made it to historic downtown Pontiac where we've all met up for our Bronco kicks on Route 66. We've done some short videos, but we thought we'd do some long form video. We've got Cap over here in his 4x4 attitude kind of rap type thing, which you can always check out our video on that. Monk and I put that on ourselves, but we've got a ton of Broncos. We're gonna have something like 30 something Broncos on this inaugural trip of Route 66 because this is not only the 250th birthday of the United States, but it's also the 100th birthday of Route 66, which, you know what, we're happy to have Monk and the kids with us because, you know, I've never been down Route 66. I've been down patches of it, but this is going to be so much fun because we're going to see so many of the cool things that Route 66 offered to so many motorists over the years. So there's going to be some really cool restored gas stations. We're going to stop along the way, have some cool stuff there to show you. But here, we thought we'd show you a few of the Broncos we've got here. It's not just 6th gen, we've got others too. So obviously we've got our registration table. We've got a couple 6th gen Bronco Raptors right off the bat. We've got another 2-door there, a 1st gen. We've got another 6th gen there with the family in it. Another Bronco Raptor, another Bronco Raptor. We've also got down here 90s Bronco with the Eddie Bauer edition, which are always super cool. Love those. Got a few more 6th gens here. Color matched hard tops versus some of the mic tops we've got here. Another Bronco Raptor. We've got a lot of 6th gen, but you know, 4 doors, 2 doors, hard tops and soft tops have all been showing up here. I've also got some 1st gens as well down there. Hard tops, soft tops, we got a little bit of everybody. Maxlider's even here with one of their Broncos and the family heading down Route 66. But this just, one thing I talked about in the short, guys, is this isn't just a standard Bronco here. I know it looks like it, but it's not. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing. This is one of Maxlider's new ones. This is their engine conversion, basically. This thing is running a 7.3 in it, guys, and it's running Route 66 with the rest of the group. So you'll be able to see these guys hanging out down here. Oh, Chris is gonna open up. Check this out. Look at that Ford Performance, guys. 7.3. These guys are doing the conversions now. Not just 7.3s, but we're doing 5 liters as well, right?
We'll do Coyotes too. Yeah.
See, so this is going to make a historic Route 66 on its 100th birthday and a 6th gen with a 7.3, guys. This is going to be awesome. And you might have seen Maxlider shorts. If you don't know Maxlider, go over to their YouTube site. They have tons of videos of their stuff that they're doing. They're not just doing 6th gens, they're doing 1st gens as well, with 7.3 conversions in those and 5 liters, stuff like that. Total restoration shop type of deal too in Bloomington, Illinois. But check it out as we're heading down Route 66 with these guys and their 7.3 Godzilla 6th gen Bronco. This is the Route 66 Museum here in Pontiac. Look. Oh, are those the cars? Yeah. Route 66, buddy. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Can I see? Come on. Look at that. Tow truck for Sam's Standard Service Station, downtown Plainfield. Oh, that is cool. Driving gloves. Look at that. Wow.
What is that?
That's the Gemini giant. He's in Wilmington. We've passed him.
What?
He's in Wilmington.
Is Pastor?
The Gemini giant. He's in Wilmington. Yeah?
Pastor. What's that? Oh, look. A police baby.
And this is supposedly the inspiration for Fillmore from the Cars franchise movies.
Look.
Super cool.
In it. What to put in? What to put in?
Phillips 66.
Mommy, what to
Cents
put in?
per gallon.
What to put in? Wow.
Here, little kitties, let's go find the restroom.
Route 66, if you liked the road, you'll love the bike. Like a Route 66 edition Yamaha. Interesting. And then the route from Chicago all the way out to California. So here is, like I was talking about, this Volkswagen bus. This was the last known hippie to be living out of his Volkswagen bus, I guess, by the article we read on the other side. He's got this hand-painted mural up here from the route from Chicago, all the towns along the way on Route 66 back in the day, which we're only going to see a very small portion of it ending in Santa Monica. But they've got visible gas pumps here. They have, that one is a Conoco, or Conoco, another Conoco. We've got a Phillips 66 back there. Such cool history here at the Route 66 Museum in Pontiac, Illinois. So if you're in the area and you want to know more about Route 66, this is a great place to come and just see some of the history of Route 66. Well, hey everyone, out here with Noah, and we just made our very first kind of like stop. We've done some slow rolls through some historic stuff, but we are here in Towanda because they have 3 dead man curves basically. We're at the middle one. This was the one that was the most tragic here. A lot of people lost their lives here just because of the 90-degree turn that this has. But yeah, so we're out here. We'll show you what it looks like here. So here's the roadway, and then here's the turn. Now this is what they were talking about. This could be a little bit kind of out of the blue for a lot of the drivers back in the the 30s and 40s and that. But yeah, U.S. Illinois 66. But here is the middle dead man's curve here in Towanda, Illinois. So here's the placard for the dead man's curve, talking about, you are here. Some of the things that happened here, and just the fatalities that happened back in the the 30s and the 40s. And then as you look up here, we've got our dead man's curve sign. And you know what? Being 90 degrees back in the old days with the cars that they had with no analog braking systems and things like that, I can see how it can happen. Well, we have made it to Bloomington. It's one of our stops here at Sprague's, which is kind of a historic building here in Bloomington. But then they've got, the old gas station across the way. And we're kind of caught up with some of the other people in our group. But you can see us parked along the street down here. There's our pod. And go up here, check out Sprague's, show you a little bit more of the Route 66 history. So here we are at Sprague's Super Service on Route 66. Building is still here. It has these 3 gas pumps out front. This would have, kind of nostalgic of the old time that, old Fords, Buick, Chevys, Pontiacs, all of them pulling up here on Route 66 to get fuel and to keep on their way. But yeah, the original building still here, and it's just a really cool spot. You got a gift shop in here, and just really, really pretty cool. You can only imagine what this building would have looked like with what was around it at one time and cars traveling down Route 66.
Okay.
So it's really cool when you're on these trips, especially with your Bronco or your family, and you're seeing these really neat historic places that still look like what they might have back then. So looking forward to the rest of this trip with Monk and the kids. And yeah, we'll bring you more from Route 66. So now we've stopped in McLean, had our lunch. A lot of the Broncos have taken off. My wife and I and the kids are still here with our group, so we're gonna get back on the road. But this is a really cool little square that they have. The cool thing is they've got a couple of these arcades and pinball places that you can go into. That's actually has a bunch of pinballs in there. We were in there, bunch of arcade games in there, another arcade over here. But just a really cool place to stop, get something to eat, and then they have a giant mural on the silo over here, which we're gonna stop over and get a picture at there. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Well, we have landed in Atlanta, Illinois, and back over there, we're at the Paul Bunyan area where we've got some big old statues and that, and the kids are just getting anxious to get out of the car. So we're gonna go see Paul Bunyan and show you what that looks like. So as you can see, we've got an old gas station, which is right over there. And then we've also got these huge statues over here. So we've got over here a Texaco station, which has kind of been redone, which is really super cool. Come on, bud. Okay. Hold on, Riley. So here in Atlanta, Illinois, here's the Texaco station. It's all been redone. It's pretty cool. Got the pumps out front, but then we've got all our big statues here, which that kind of reminds me of I think there's a Meteor Man or something like that up in Wilmington, Illinois on Route 66. And then you've got, you know, the kind of park over here. You've got some really cool pieces over here. Just a really cool thing to have on Route 66. And the kids can enjoy it too. So yeah, Atlanta, Illinois, thanks for having such some cool stuff here on Route 66. Well, we've made our way to Lincoln, Illinois. Missed a little bit there in Atlanta, which was pretty cool because they've got this fiberglass giant museum, which is really neat. Had a lot of cool stuff in it. But we're all kind of piled up here in Lincoln, and this is called the Mill, which has some historic presence here in Lincoln for Route 66. Just a cool little stop, you know. It's nice just to get out and stretch your legs. But again, just see some of the cool historic pieces we've got here. Let's walk up to the mill and see what's going on here at the mill. So here is the mill. Now, as far as we've got, see some tourism logos and that on it, but we definitely have a placard here with a windmill and the mill on 66. But the blue mill, first known on Route 4 or Old Route 66, the original construction and aesthetic of the building was Dutch themed. The exterior was painted white with blue trim. So there's the original picture. The waitress uniforms also consisted of white dresses and blue trimmed aprons. Over the years, the restaurant changed hands, aesthetic changes to the red, white, but the windmill theme actually remained, it says. So the mill they know is at the home of schnitzel. It was a huge fried bread sandwich originally made from veal, but later pork that made patrons return again and again. So the mill on 66, and they even have a welcome Central Illinois Bronco Club. This was actually just a really famous restaurant for a lot of people here on Route 66. And there's that windmill that they're talking about. But been here for obviously a really long time. So, you know, opened originally, it says in 1929. So it's been here almost as long as Route 66. So another cool stop for Monk and I and the family here on the Route 66 rally. So inside the Blue Mill, yeah, you can see we've got one of the seats that they had here. This is probably from a little bit different time period since this opened in 1929. But yeah, the Pig Hip restaurant, I've heard some interesting legends about the Pig Hip and Al Capone, I believe is what it was, but pretty cool history there on Route 66. A painted picture of the Pig Hip restaurant here.
It's a natural restaurant.
Yeah, but just some cool history. Here's another diner seat. Another one over here, probably a little bit more. Yeah, the original booth from the mill. So that's more of what we would have seen, you know, in the late 20s, 30s. Just some really cool history, everybody. So, hey, you know what? We're trying to keep this generation knowing about the history, right, Riley? And that's why we're on trips like this.
Yes.
So, the mill here in Lincoln, Illinois, just one of those little fun stops to learn a little bit more history of Route 66. Destination for day one of our Route 66 road trip. We are here in Springfield at the State Fairgrounds. That's where we have everybody kind of lined up over here. We've all just had a meeting about what's going on tonight.
Riley, where are we going?
Explore the historic downtown area of Springfield because this is
we're
our
not
state
going
capital.
anywhere?
We got a lot of history here, but it was a long trip.
No,
You know, we've got our little ones
she
with
said
us.
we're just sitting
You
here.
can kind of. You can see them over
She said
here
we're just
hanging out in the
sitting
little Volkswagen bus cut out here. But no, it's been a great time. Long trip for them, especially when you're heading down Route 66 at
Here, I'll scoot over
50
here.
to
Okay.
55 miles an hour. We don't want to make it too fast down here. We just want to make good memories, you know, with our kids, with our friends.
Nice.
You know, letting them explore, you know, it's a little bit too young
my
for
fault.
Riley and Noah, but for
I know, right?
Monk, she can actually get some history out of this and learn some more about our state
fun.
and then just the historic Route 66. So,
If I
but
like
for
lay
here,
down right now,
we're gonna
I
head to the hotel
I know,
for
right?
tonight. We're gonna just kind of relax and
am
then
going to
head
get
out in the
my food,
morning
go up
from
to the hotel
Springfield
room,
and
just
head to St. Louis for a really cool thing at the end,
We're
which I'm
going to.
really looking
Cool.
forward to. I think it's what made this trip
Mm-hmm.
even more special from what our leader Skip was able to do. So stay tuned for that, but more to come from our adventure on Route 66. Just a little taste, maybe a little
Because it
hint
says follow the
of
glow.
what the big thing is at the end of our trip. Just gonna leave that right there for you.
I wonder if